Hello, retry tubers, and welcome back to Let's Play Valkyria Chronicles with me, Blue Ankylo. So, first, I apologize for the last few episodes if my microphone volume has been a bit wonky. Every now and then Windows Audio auto-adjusts my system microphone settings to like 100%. It's totally garbage, and I generally don't notice it until after I've recorded a video or two, one session, and then I fix it. So, I apologize of course, but I've tried everything I can to stop it from allowing it to auto-adjust, and it just always does that. Anyway, today, what's happened? It's been a couple days since I played again. I decided to restart the battle, and I played through the first phase up to when Selvaria shows up with her reinforcements. So I've destroyed 2 radiator tanks, plus all the machine gun turrets. I think I took out the radiator over here, and the one on there, and the one on the back is damaged. I can't remember how many shots I put into it, but because I knew that as soon as I destroyed the second one, the reinforcements would come, I wanted to be as close to ready as I could. So you can see I've deployed my troops a little differently this time. Nobody is in the death trench, where apparently everything is going to run. I actually have my tank here at the end of the death trench, but with its back to safety. So no stray rockets should be able to destroy it. And I did end up reading up a little bit about this mission. One of the things that's recommended, and I didn't even notice, but you can save and load mid-battle. So I've made a couple save games. Well, first, just right now, just in case things go poorly, I want to be able to restart from here, rather than have to redo the entire battle, because the beginning part's actually quite easy. All I did this time around differently was I moved Rosie to the top of the trench, and she killed the first wave of dudes up here. Well, all of these guys on Overwatch, they ran towards her, she killed them, so the AI seems to really like running through this trench, trench A4. I think that's an A. So you can just set up a shock trooper there, and maybe 2 shock troopers, or a scout and a shock trooper, somebody with Overwatch, and it just cut them to pieces. And then the machine gun turrets, you know, they're not that bad. Between the Edelweiss and a couple of Lancers, they go down pretty quick. And that was how that went. So I've got Largo, who just destroyed the last radiator, and Herbert, and I actually found out you can throw a grenade into a radiator and you can destroy it in one shot. Now, getting the grenade to land in it is a bit funky. I've tried twice. One worked and blew it up instantly, and the other one did nothing and bounced and did 0. So, engineers can one-shot the radiators, but getting the aiming is right is a little tricky. My point is, you don't necessarily need a whole lot of Lancers. But they're behind a wall back here. I've left 1 shock trooper up here just in case they try something different. Plus, Wendy is in the trench. It should be incredibly difficult for them to shoot her from where they all lined up last time. I've also got Rosie around the corner, kind of like I left her last time. I don't think she's going to do much, but my plan is, I'm assuming Selvaria will run all the way up to my tank again, give or take. If any enemies are stuck up here, I can use Rosie to peek out and give them, you know, heck. I've also got a couple Lancers. I've got Walter in reserve. He's been knocking down these walls so that they're pre-knocked down. And I've also got an engineer back here, just so I've got a couple more people spread out. Just, like, I don't know how hard or when I'm going to be able to get the 3rd radiator. I don't know when he shoots his cannon exactly. So I've kind of spread my people out a little bit. I also have Alicia somewhere safe. This is as far away and safe as I can put her. And then I've got Marina on sniping duty. Hopefully, I haven't actually taken any turns yet since these guys spawned, other than to move Largo out of the way. I mean, I would definitely like to kill Canizar, but I'm kind of... I don't think we actually have line of sight, or else you'd see some yellow lines from Marina. Like, this temple is blocking the shot. So I think I'm just going to let them move on their own. I did use a couple orders. If you put damage boost, your Lancer can destroy the machine gun turrets. Well, my Lancers can destroy them in 2 shots rather than 3. On the other hand, it costs 2 command points, and the Lancers still miss all the time, so I don't know if it's that great. I'm tempted to try all units defend. I don't know if it'll protect you against Selvaria, but... And I don't know if it works on the enemy's turn or not. But I don't really have a whole lot I want to do right now. So let's try this.
This is an order.
And then we'll end our turn, and we'll have full command points for next round.
Focus on defense.
Okay, and this will be interesting to see if that status applies through to the next turn. I wonder if we can see exactly It says defense up. Defense status up. But I don't know by how much, again. That's one of the weaknesses of the interface, I would definitely say, is it doesn't tell you the specifics. Is that a 10% increase or a 100% increase? Or a 1% increase? Because it makes a pretty big difference. Anyway, I'm going to find out if that status stays for the enemy turn. I should have very nearly to 20 command points on the next turn. So, let's see how this goes. I am a little bit concerned about Selvaria, but, I mean, this is my second try. We got to find out where is safe. They start with 20 because we killed all their dudes. As far as I know, we're in exactly the same position as we were the last time I died, basically. This is the turn that killed me last round. I'm hoping that Largo is safe. He's kind of not fully behind a wall because he ran out of mobility. And I did sort of cheese. I read that Selvaria doesn't... Yeah, see that? I mean, Wendy got hit once there, but she's pretty well protected in that that trench. I did read that Selvaria will probably ignore your tank. That's why I left my tank out in the open. Oh, Largo. I hope you're not out in the open. Looks like Largo is fine. I wasn't sure if they'd be able to get line of sight on him. Maybe I should have used one more command point on Largo just to guarantee his safety here. But you can see him on the right of the camera here, just sort of hanging out. He's mostly behind the wall, but maybe not 100%. It would have been really nice to set up a good... Well, that worked. A good Overwatch trap with like a shock trooper or something to kill all these guys as they come down the trench. Although perhaps the tank will be just fine. I think if I'd really wanted to cheese it, I would have moved the tank up. If I don't know if you can drive it up this trench the way these guys are walking down, but I would have put the tank at the top. Although this looks like this is going to work pretty well, in my opinion. If they all just walk... And I think even if the Lancers shoot all of their rockets at the front of the tank, I don't believe they can destroy it. Especially if he gets the defense boost, and I'm not really sure on that, but... Anyway, the scouts are already dead. They ran into death. I think, you know, the AI in this game isn't all that genius. It seems like they followed kind of predetermined paths a lot of the time. Like, they've been programmed to run straight towards the Batomas tank. So that's what they do. And if you're in the way, you're dead. But if you're not in the way, they just sort of run around. It doesn't really do anything. So, you know, AI a little bit weak, like a lot of games these days. But, this cheesy tactic of putting Selvaria in there with no real warning. I mean, I guess I could have known where she'd come from. Because it's basically the same group that the first group... It's the same spot the first group started at, basically. But, you know, whatever. I didn't know just how bad she'd be. I didn't know she was invincible and basically kills anyone in one volley. Anyway, we got a couple shock troopers. I'm kind of hoping our sniper can do something. I mean, if they keep moving, they'll be out of my sniper's range. Like, all this open ground here, this is what I was hoping on, getting a couple good shots, but... Okay, here's the first lance. Of course they hit, but they would have to take 7 shots like that to destroy my, my Edelweiss. Shock trooper shouldn't be too dangerous. Mostly I'm just concerned at how long it's going to take before the Batomas shoots its cannon again. If I have to wait, like, how many rounds just letting Selvaria just run around causing havoc, I'm not going to enjoy that very much. Although, I'm not sure what she's going to do. I've read for some people, some strategies said she just stands in front of the Batomas on, I believe it's left side, and just stands there and doesn't really chase you around. It's kind of weird because I get the feeling that if they just spent 3 actions on Selvaria every turn, she could kill your entire group. Like, if the AI was even semi-competent, she could wipe your entire squad on her own. So the only way we're going to win without losing people is if the AI is just stupid. Which is... well, I'm less excited about that. Okay, so... I mean, that went a lot better, right? Nobody I needed died. We're at 18 command points, almost maxed. We have to basically ignore Selvaria. There's not much I can do about her. The Batomas, I think next turn I'm going to assume it's going to take over this, and then hopefully the turn after that it shoots the wall. My sniper I so carefully put into position does not have a spot. Oh, and apparently, just in case I was... No. What is her status? Why do some people have statuses and not her? Like some people, but not all. I didn't really find out. I'll have to look it up. Maybe someone in the comments can tell me if the defend status sticks for the enemy's turn, but, I mean... What do you still have? So, Marina, is that... Is it because she's got My Way active? Is that her defense bonus? No, there's an evade specifically. I think it would say evade bonus if it was My Way. I'm not sure why the order or the status buff seems to stick on like a couple people. Looks like it only applied to these two. Oh no! Okay, I bet you their status is because they're inside a base, and they're getting a bit of a buff because of that. So the defend order probably just lasts one turn. Maybe over the enemy's turn if you're lucky. Anyway, let's just get to it. I think Rosie... as long as we don't get too close to the horrible one. And we actually are line of sighted out of the way. This is annoying. We're totally flanking this Lancer, and we can't just one-shot him. So that's the Shock Trooper. I'm gonna kill him first. Yeah. People that can counter fire is kind of important. But I think we're just gonna let Rosie wipe this team out, this group out, basically. As best she can. I mean, as it turns out, she can't one-shot the Lancer, but... Let's move over a little bit. Oh, she might not be able to one-shot this guy either. Yeah. Okay, well, let's start pummeling him. Can't get crits, so just make sure you hit him, basically. Oh, you know what I probably should have done? I forget that, although grenades won't destroy the trench cover, it should still knock these guys flying, and then they'll be standing up, basically. Yeah, I should have done it like that. Does she get a grenade? Yeah, she's got a grenade. I think basically everyone gets a grenade and ragnade, from what I can tell. Yeah, okay. This is what I should have done. Would have saved me an action. I hope it kills the Lancer. I don't know for sure, but... No, he's got a ton of defense for that. Well, I've got lots of command points, right? So it's no big deal. Although... the Shock Trooper is looking at her now.
Ain't no stopping me.
I like to hear that. Good job, Rosie. Alright, he's standing up. And he almost died from the grenade anyway, so... Yeah, I should have just used a grenade. They were all grouped up together. I kind of... My excuse is that I basically forgot that Shock Troopers even had grenades. I thought they were, like, scout-specific, kind of. Alright, one more action for Rosie.
I'm on it.
Even if the Valkyria kills her, she shouldn't be able to get critically hit. And she should be far enough away that I can rescue her corpse. And I don't think Selvaria will chase after Rosie now. Like there's no team attacks left. There's none of that. There's really very little to do. In fact, I want to make sure Largo is hiding. Veggie Maniac. Good for you. Let's just make sure you're hidden in here. I don't want to risk, you know, losing anybody if I can help it. So everything's dead. I can't do anything at all. I'm just going to leave the tank there. I think Selvaria will ignore it. I'm not too worried about Wendy. Walter should be line of sighted by a wall. Or two even. Like, there's a lot of stuff in between. Okay, let's see how this goes. Like, all the enemy soldiers, they went down really quick. My, ambush worked. And now we just have to deal with invincible Selvaria.
Loose your fire, men.
I assume that increases their damage. But I have little evidence to back that up. So he should take the base, I assume. Hopefully next turn, he he takes a shot so that we can destroy the last radiator. There's only one radiator left, and I don't even know, is that the end of the fight, or is there more after that? But what does Selvaria do? She runs right up to the Batomas, basically like I expected. She does shoot at Rosie, and of course she murders her. Well, what else did you really expect, of course?
Damn
it. Even from basically max range, she'll kill you instantly. Alright, Wendy. I'm really hoping that trench... Yeah, the trench is pretty good. You did not get hit even once. So, that's fine. Wendy can stay there, and if that sort of wastes some of their action points, that's totally fine. So what do we need to do next? I want to move the Edelweiss carefully. I want to find out if she does damage to it. A little bit. And I'm kind of stuck. What I'm trying to do is move the tank a bit so the tank can block her vision on some people. But I'm kind of stuck. And I mean, just for fun, let's prove that she's invincible. Yep. She's totally invincible. Alright, good to know. So, there's nothing I can do. I'd like to rescue Rosie. I don't know if I can do that. I have a feeling if I move Alicia close, she'll just get crushed. I do want to use Alicia to rescue her, but, I mean, Alicia will die so fast to Selvaria, unless my tank is blocking her. And that's... I don't think I succeeded on that move.
Don't let them go. Chase them down.
Maybe? Nope, run! Run!
Casualties down.
Wow. Alright, well, I'm gonna leave Alicia here. Let's have her heal herself. Maybe next turn I'll be able to save Rosie. I really don't want to lose one of my like officers permanently, just because the enemy gets a completely baloney super soldier. I could have, you know what might have worked? Well, I doubt it. I could have tried Defend Order. She might have taken a bit less damage per shot. Anyway, there's, well, let's see where I can move Walter here. I'm pretty sure that Batomas is going to shoot that thing next turn. Let's just make sure that if Selvaria moves, she can't see Walter. Alright, I'm pretty sure everyone's protected. Nothing I can do. I don't really like missions in games where you end up just wasting turns because you can't do anything. Like, there's enemies on the screen, but they're totally invincible, and there's nothing you can do. Alright, good. The wall is down. Now we just need to sneak someone up and blow up the last radiator. The problem is, of course, Selvaria. So what we want to do here, let's start with an order, because I've got tons of command points. Wrong one. And let's just go extra defense.
This is an order.
I still don't know exactly what this does, but
focus on defense.
What I'm going to try to do is block Selvaria's vision first to the rear. Well, yeah.
Entering combat.
I don't know if I can drive in front of her, basically. But I want to block this angle. Hopefully. So that Largo... Actually, even Herbert would work. I think Herbert... Let's try to do it with a grenade.
Yeah. Got it.
If the grenade fails, we can bring in Largo to try to finish it off. Okay, I'm glad I moved that tank, because she would have totally destroyed you.
Please neutralize that oversized tank.
Alright, switch grenade. So, the first time I did it, it worked. The second time I did it, it did not work. I don't know how you tell for sure. I'm just trying to aim it, like, right in the dead center of it. Come on, grenade. There we go. And I believe that one-shots them as well. You don't even need to, like, you can just do them from full health to 0 in one shot.
All right. That's the last of the radiators.
Okay.
presumptuous little vermin.
Your Grace, are you all right?
No, we blew up his Batomas.
Fine. The tank itself is perfectly intact.
It's
Though
got
not
no
for
machine
long
guns
at
and it
this
can't
rate.
fire the main cannon. What's it supposed to do now?
Understood. I'll be there momentarily, sir.
The enemy tank has been damaged. That should also impair its defenses, Sevens.
If you say so.
Everybody, concentrate fire on that tank. Take it down.
Alright, I guess we're not done yet. Herbert, descend.
Don't get spooked, soldiers.
Can you
Follow
hide?
me.
No. Ah, you can hide here. Good. Hide there, just in case Selvaria or the tank have extra attacks. So what? Do we just shoot at it now? I don't really know. Oh, also, a bonus point. Selvaria is not looking this direction. Let's save Rosie. Even if we can destroy the tank right now, let's do this thing. All right, Rosie, you're fine. You wiped out all the enemies, even though I should have grenaded. I think if I'd done it better with Rosie, I could have grenaded all that group and then had her kill them and still have enough movement points to maybe get away. Maybe. Anyway, I doubt that our scout is going to be able to take on the tank. Options are people like Walter. Although I am worried about Selvaria, you know, being bad. Let's see what Walter can do. Does he get shot instantly? He is going to get shot instantly.
That tank is coming this way.
I don't know if it has any weak points. Or if we well, let's just take a shot. I have no idea what you're supposed to aim at right now. The treads don't seem anything specifically. At least it says... I mean, there's a red reticule, so maybe... Okay, well, you can definitely hit it then. Move you a little bit back. Okay. Should be out of line of sight of Selvaria. So, is this thing just going to take a whole lot of rockets? There's no radiators. There's no weak points. I guess we just unload it into it. It's so huge. My whatever they're called. You know these guys. My Lancers, they can barely miss, so we might as well just unload.
Just try and stop me.
We do have some engineers around. Oh, good. Anti-armor burst. This does... if I remember correctly, he had an anti-armor boost the first time on one of the radiators. It was more than double damage. Instead of taking 4 hits, he did 1 hit and it left it with like 50 HP. So he can almost one-shot a radiator when he does that boost. So yeah, he did a lot more damage that time. So Walter is pretty awesome. I like that anti-armor attack. That is great. I don't know if there's a way to get them to trigger more often or not, but
Just watch this.
it's fine. Alright. Selvaria can't hit you, Largo. You should be here to... Good to unload. Now, there would be a good reason for Largo to actually move closer. If Largo is close to enemy tanks, he sometimes get a tank he gets like an attack bonus based on like being close to metal tanks. The problem is I'm worried about Selvaria, so... I mean, we've almost killed it in a single round. So I think... How many action... We still got 9 points left. I can actually, I will try to reload Walter, maybe? Which one would be easier to reload? Walter can do more damage than Largo, but it's a bit more dangerous to reload him. I'd like to kill this tank in 1 turn if I can. What do you guys think? Do you think it's possible for Nadine to actually make it across? I've got the defense buff. I don't even know. This might be suicide. It's that, or we try Herbert to reload. You know, yeah, let's stick with safety. I know we can run across this path because of our tank. Let's not be dumb. Alright. That gets that gets Largo 3 more rockets. Now, certainly our tank can shoot it. I suppose if there's any action points or command points left. Our tank does more damage per shot, I believe. How many command points? So we've got 6 command points left. I can take 2 shots with Largo and 2 shots with my tank. Hopefully that's enough to finish it. It's gonna be pretty close. And I'm hoping that Selvaria just leaves. Because, I mean, we can't hurt her, so if she decides to just kill everybody... I mean, that's the thing. If her AI was good, we'd all be dead. She could just run around killing everybody. Except the tank. I guess the tank would live. So, I don't feel terribly proud about the cheap tactics, but, you know, the game really screwed me over last episode. Still doesn't say how much HP the enemy has. But, yeah, our tank, I don't know if our tank does twice as much damage as a Lancer. It probably does, like, 50% more or something. So that, you know, command point wise, it's better to take the Lancer shots, but the tank is still pretty good. Haha, Maximilian, I blew up your tank.
To this rabble.
Your Grace, are you injured?
Selvaria, plans for the Marmota must be adjusted to account for these fates.
Don't let him escape, just kill him.
In due time, Grace. You're in danger here. My men will see you to safety.
Your men are dead.
Yes! We managed to beat that thing back!
Sure did, Welkin. Good work, buddy.
Nice work out there, Lieutenant. I've sent the rest of the Eastern team to join you there.
What are we gonna do about Selvaria? She's invincible.
Wilkes, the enemy forces have begun to retreat.
Then it's our turn to advance. Don't let Maximilian get away!
That is the spirit. Okay, well, apparently I crushed it on that mission. That's our first A rank, and, I mean, I learned. The lesson here is I learned. The first time I did it, I was doing good, and then a cheap tactic, I call it cheap, we'll see what you guys think in the comment section, but a cheap tactic totally screwed us over, basically. And then on my second try, I didn't really do much differently. I knew where Selvaria was going to be, and I kept people out of her range. And, I mean, Rosie went down, but other than that, we got an A. From what I understand for the rankings, it makes no difference how many of your soldiers live or die or how many of the enemies kill. It's all about the number of turns. So for this mission, 9 turns is an A. Maybe, I'm assuming 10 or 11 would be a B or something. Although you do get experience for killing the ace and the enemy tanks and stuff, so it's good to do that. Anyway, we got another ZM car. So that's nice. See you later, Maximilian. Yeah, we definitely crushed that mission the second time, that's for sure.
You cowards! Reform your ranks at once!
Just because you're invincible doesn't mean everyone else is. I think we need to use some anti-armor shells on her.
Ready? Fire!
I mean, yeah. It's not working very well. I think she could wipe out our entire army the way this is going. Unless there's some kind of time limit on it or something.
Such power.
That is crazy.
I see Gallia's peasant army has the will to win. All units, retreat! Protect his grace at all costs!
She does look a little bit insane, though. This Valkyria stuff is kind of going to her head, I think. Well, that was pretty cool. Like to see the turnaround. I'm sorry if you wanted to see the whole mission again. It just takes too long. This is probably how I'll do it in the future, too. If we run into a mission we lose on, I'll probably just replay the... Well, unless I start saving it smartly, which isn't a bad idea. I'll probably just redo the bits that went smoothly, and then if there's like a specific, you know, the break point where suddenly things go badly, that's where I'll start recording from again. Because then we can see how things go differently if you're not... Well, I wouldn't even say not so dumb, just you're prepared differently because you know what's going to happen. Makes a huge difference.
We drove the Empire back, but not without sustaining heavy casualties ourselves.
We never thought the commander of the entire Imperial force would be there.
Not just the commander. Maximilian had that woman with him.
You have to say Maximilian on his own, not that big a deal. His tank, I actually quite enjoyed tearing his tank apart. It's just...
What was she?
Yeah, that.
I can't believe she's human.
In her hands borne cobalt lance and shield, therewith to strike down all man's arrows.
What?
One account of the Valkyria describes them in those terms.
You can't mean that she... But they existed thousands of years ago. If they'd survived, we'd know.
I'm not saying I buy all the legends either. I realize that it sounds a little crazy.
We did see a little crazy, so...
But what we saw out there could only have been the Valkyria of legend.
Thanks. Welkin's got my back. He's a good dude.
I know.
Okay. That wraps up Chapter 7.
Chapter 8. The Woodland Snare.
Before we go looking at Chapter 8, we'll head to headquarters. We'll get that done this episode today. Seeing as we kind of got half a battle today, let's, well, first off, let's save. Let's make sure there's no crazy crashes. I'm going to keep one save specifically for book mode, and then another one for, in battle if something happens. So I've got a couple ways to go back. I don't want to save it right before everyone dies, for instance. That seems like a bad idea. Oh, also, I forgot to mention, I was looking around on the menu here, and I realized if I press flip page here, there's a bunch of missions I can do over here. These are like challenge missions or something. I don't know. We've got... I think these are DLC things that you get automatically through the Steam version. So we've got like Lancer, Scout, Sniper, Tank, Shock Trooper Trials. I'll give those a try at some point. I'm not in a big rush. I'm generally suspicious of DLC for being like endgame content most of the time, so I'll try those out at some point. But for now, let's go back to headquarters and see what we can see. Should be maybe some new weapons. First off, we'll check with the newspaper. I don't mind giving her some money right now. We got lots of money.
Hey! Drop.
I don't really like Ellet,
Oh, and
but
how about the new
she did
rising?
give us an
I couldn't
extra
help but snipe 'em with a pop-in.
an extra mission last time around. So, militia roots the imps. That's pretty awesome, hey? I mean, that would be pretty good for morale. We just beat their Imperial commander, their leader of their forces. We beat him in battle. Now, we did take a lot of losses due to their Valkyria, but... yeah. I think that was pretty awesome, though. One report suggests she resembled one of the Valkyria of legend. What else? What's coming up next? Chief Valance of the Galleon Geological Survey. 3 new loads of Ragnite. Well, you keep blowing holes into stuff with your tank cannons, and of course you find more Ragnite. Sure. So we're finding new Ragnite even in the middle of the war.
So, come.
No. No money for you. But really, honestly, I can't even give her any
Come
money.
back and.
Okay, well, we talked to her. I think I want to check the war cemetery. I think I've got enough experience now that we should start buying new orders if we can.
Hello again, son.
Hello, creepy old man.
I'll teach you healing request today.
Might be useful.
Use it to request a medic to heal a single allied unit's wounds.
Sure, I mean, they could always heal themselves with Ragnite, but I guess. Might as well learn these, right?
Very good. I hope my orders can assist you in saving the nation. I hope we'll meet again. Should you wish, you can likely find me here.
So he just hangs out in the cemetery all day long, every day. Can I keep learning more of these, or is it like one per visit, one per chapter or something, maybe?
Hello. I'm sorry.
Yeah, okay.
I hope we'll...
So I'm guessing here that it's one per chapter, probably, or maybe you just have to fight a battle and then come back or something. Maybe a skirmish counts. For now, though, let's spend our experience. I think I will try to buy 1 order per chapter. For as long as he sells them, because I don't know, maybe we'll find something really amazing. And we're also at the point where unless he starts charging more experience, which is possible, I guess, but the price of leveling up an order. Basically, one order is less than leveling up one of my classes, so it's no longer such a great deal to just always level everybody else up first. Honestly, shock troopers are pretty good, but they're pretty expensive. Can I get 3 if I pick the cheaper ones? I can probably... I'd like to get, sorry, snipers, because they're kind of a level behind. That leaves us 17,000. I'm just short of being able to do shock trooper engineer. So let's instead do, like, scout engineer. Yeah, that's fine. I just like to get as many level ups as I can while I'm here.
You're better than this. Push those limits.
Maybe we'll get a new order for this, too.
Good work.
Nope, we got nothing. No potentials, no orders, nothing. We are getting pretty close to level 11, which I believe is the elite versions. I'm kind of looking forward to that. Almost want to go grind up a couple more levels just to get that.
Well,
hopefully we can get some new weapons, too. That'd be awesome. No rifles. We can get a slightly more powerful machine gun. I wonder if the next tier is like, you need to be elite to use these or something. Because it seems like it's lining up relatively close to, the split here is relatively close to when my soldiers should be able to get to elite status. Yeah, maybe, I don't know. Except for the grenades. But there's not as many grenade upgrades as the other ones. No armor. No blast armor. Alright, well, we got a couple upgrades. Maybe the tank can get something. 7,100, 8,600. Tread. Now, if I buy these, which I will, I won't be able to just automatically equip them. We'll have to unequip something else to take the slot. So, I mean, first and foremost, passive upgrades. 100 more HP, take it. And plus 30 body defense. That's better. It's as good as the first one, at least. Makes our tank a little bit more survivable. And then, like I said, I will buy these. But now we have to start considering which ones we want to equip. So we'll just wait a second here. Buy them all. I haven't noticed the enemy aiming at my treads very much, unless I run over a mine or they throw a grenade. But the ones that hurt, the rockets and the tank mortars, they seem to always aim at my body. Or a radiator if they get lucky. Oops, back, outfit. So, what could we do? If I want more tread hit points... That seems like a pretty weak upgrade to me. Just plus 50 HP is not very good. Or no, sorry, this is plus 75. It's a bit weird. I currently have plus 50 altogether. This is another plus 75, I guess. We can give... For a 3 slot, we can give more defense. I mean, that's better than plus 25 HP, but... I don't think either of these are really a big deal. A little bit of tread HP, a little bit of tread defense. Maybe if you put enough tread defense, you can just roll over mines and you don't even notice, but I don't like it. Alright, I think that's probably all for today's episode, unless there's some new soldiers to look at.
Hello, well... Oh, and
there are some new recruits. Have you seen Cesare before? He's another desert sniper. Got some engineers over here. Dorothy is new. I think we might have had her on the very first one before it crashed on that very first episode. Well, not the first episode. The first time we could recruit people. We've got another scout that likes guys. That's great. That's about it, though. Lots of scouts to pick from. I still haven't really worried about, like, I haven't moved anyone over yet from the first team I built, and it's been working out okay. I don't know. I might find people I don't like Is there anyone that had a potential I really didn't like? What does Cocky do? Having full HP makes him lose evasion. That's pretty bad. Less than half HP gives less defense. Like, he's got some pretty weak perks there, for instance. So, I mean, I could potentially find a Lancer that has better perks. Nightblind sounds pretty bad. Okay, none of the Lancers that I can see have great perks just on default. So I'm not terribly excited about switching that over. You know, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to make much difference at the moment, but maybe one day I'll change those around. I'll just keep saying that, and on the very last mission, I'll forget, and that'll be the end of it. Personnel updated, yeah. Alright, that's it. Thanks for watching, folks. Next episode, we'll start Chapter 8. Thanks for watching. Hope you've enjoyed, and have a great day.